This is Vara Lakshmi briefing you the nature and the scope of the managerial economics as a part of this business economics and financial analysis. So, economy. So, in every part of the society, we are using this concept, we are using this in terms of this economy. So, what is an economy means? Maximum utilization of the resources. So, in the bike speedometer, we will see the economy speed, which means so the distance which we are traveling for the petrol that is consuming by the bike, is it worthful or not, is going to be measuring with the term of this economy. And everyone will say that why you think in an economical way means he is thinking in a right way how well he is spending his funds and or the money for the things which he is getting. So every individual will think about the economy. So which means that is applicable to the family, that the combination of the families is the states combination is the countries combination is the world. So which means every world is depends on this economy. So in this one, I am briefing you what is the economy and how it is useful, what is its nature and scope of this economy, especially in the context of the managerial economics that I'm going to be discussing with you. So, okay, the economy means it's a social science which studies about the human behavior in relation to this optimization of this whatever the resources which he has, how well he is using that optimum of these resources, whatever the things we has. So let us say, so from morning to this till this evening or till this one, in this 24 hours, so in while he's eating, walking, thinking, working in every aspect, so how well he is going to be using that resources in an effective manner is a very important one. So you're right from starting of this brush to this bed, brush to the bread, bed. So many products there we are all consuming. So in this one, maximum utilization of this products is also very important one. So that is the importance of this economy for this managerial economics. Okay, so why? What is the need? Without this economy, what happens is going to be also, we'll have the discussion. So okay, so this economy is again applicable to this different parts. Economy might be applicable to the family, to the country, to the states, etc. But in this managerial economics, so the applicability of the economic theory to the organizations is called as this managerial economics, because in an organization it has to take the many decisions like recruiting the people, assigning the works to them, bringing the raw material, allocating that raw material to the production, after that production packing and sending to this marketplace, from marketplace to this fixing of this price and paying of this income taxes, and after the returns distributing this dividends to the shareholders. In all these aspects they need to take these decisions by the organizations. At that time they are all going to be applying this theory of this economics. So if they apply this theory of the economics for this managerial decisions, that is coping of this economy with the management. So that's why it is called as this managerial economics. Okay, so I'll see what is this importance of this economy in this world. Okay, so this is the coping of these two elements between this scarcity and efficiency for the economy. So scarcity means, so for this one we will assume an phenomena of a world without this scarcity. Okay, you might have the what is the meaning of this scarcity means the limited resources. So whatever the resources like water, air, all this basic needs or the any resources what we have. So we have this limited quantity of that one, then it will be called as scarcity. Okay, assume that the world without the scarcity, if infinite quantities of every good could be produced or it is available to the human beings. So if we dig the water wherever, if we dig, we want the water resources, that's plenty of the water resources are all available. And we are using this iron rods and iron ores for this maximum products. And again, this iron ores are all coming like Akshaya Patra. Again, even if we are using oxygen now, we need not to depend on the oxygen cylinders also, because if the oxygen is everywhere, it is available, and even we are all consuming all the products, and again all the resources are all available, and they are all again reproducing by the in the earth, and by the producers, it is everything is available, then there is no concept of the economy, first of all. So there is no need of this economic concepts if everything is every resources is unlimited. But there is an existence of this phenomena of there is a scarcity. If there is no scarcity, means people would not worry about, they could have everything they wanted, and business would not need to fret over the cost of the labor or the health cares, because everything is unlimited. Government need not to struggle over the taxes and spending of this pollution. All of us could have as much as we pleased, and no one would be concerned about the distribution of incomes among the different people or the classes. So because everything we want and everything is available, we need not to work also. So but that's reality. In reality, it is not at all possible, because our wants are increasing than the needs, basic needs. Our desires are all increasing than our wants. And but in the reality, the resources are all going to be reducing. So that is the real phenomena in the world. So previously we used to have this water without any purchases. Now every person, not exaggerating, but 80% of the people are purchasing this water in any way, RO water, whatever it is. They are all purchasing the water resources. We are all purchasing this oxygen, and we are all purchasing most of this, when we compare to this from past 50 years, and most of the basic needs are also become the costlier for this every human being. So that is the reality of this one, only because of this scarcity and the increasing wants and desires of the people. So the resources are all going to be reducing. So this existing phenomena in the world is called as this scarcity. Okay, so what will happens? So with this scarcity means, so if we all consumers this petrols, water without any savings, without any maximum utilization of that one, and without any multiple utilization of these products, and there will be no resources to our next generation. So it's our duty that we need to provide some resources to the next generation. So in the form of the economy. So that's why Aryabhatta has coined this concept of this economy, that maximum utilization of the resources will brings the time period to generate these resources again on, to give some of these resources to the next generations. So that is the use of this economy. So that's why, because of this scarcity, economy concept came into the picture, and it's also applicable to all over the world, and even the management is also applying this economy concepts to maximize their profits. So why the management is using this economy concept means, so they want the profits, they want to increase their benefits, so that's why, so they have to reduce the cost. So how can they reduce the cost? Means by applying the economy concepts to this business activities is only the reason, is only the solution for them to get this maximum returns with the works. So that's why, so the economy, because of this scarcity, economy came into the picture. Economy is nothing but the efficient utilization of the resources in the world. So that's why, with this unlimited wants, it is important that an economy make the best use of its limited resources. So this implies the efficient utilization of these resources, and what type of products we have to produce, and how to produce them, what for what these products are all useful. If there is a use, then only we have to produce that product. Then after that one purpose, we can use that products for this multiple purposes also. So that's these are all the practices will brings the efficiency concepts and give the livelihood to the economy activities. So that's why it requires that produces highest combination of the quantity and the quality of the goods and services, that gives the technology and the scarce resources. to bring the efficient products with a maximum utilization facility to the people. So that is the concept of this managerial economics. Okay, so once if we see this real practices of this management in this world, so while using this, while recruiting, assume that the IT companies are going to be recruiting a programmer. So while recruiting that person, they'll see the skills and abilities of the two people. First person is very good at programming. Another person is very good at programming, moderated programming as well as moderated developing. So obviously they will give this preference to the second person who is very good at programming and developing skills and knowledges, because so they don't want the best in one element, they want even the moderate in two elements, so that they can use that particular person for this maximum activities. So that is that your HR ones in the production also. So if they tries to reduce this wastage of this productional activities, then definitely they can have the maximum output, so that they can get the maximum returns in that productional activities. So not even in the fund allocations are also, so with the less interest rates they want always the maximum funds. So which banker they have to approach, which financier they have to approach, which investor they have to convince to get this maximum returns. So everything is the applying of the economy theory, where in this finance field, HR field, marketing, production, in every element they need to apply this concept of this economy. So that is the use of this managerial economics. So once if we see the nature of this managerial economics, so first of all, the nature of this nature means nature of the any concept is related to this, the specifications that is concentrating towards that particular concept is called as this nature. So here is also the managerial economics needs some skills, abilities, and some knowledge factors to deal with this real-time situations. So what factors it is considering and what kind of elements it is going to be implementing is termed as the nature of this managerial economics. So once if we see the first element of this one, so that is art and science. So the nature of this managerial economics is, we know that one, it is an art and science, and it is very closely related to the microeconomics, and it works as a backdrop of this macroeconomics. It assists with multidisciplinary elements, and it is a statement of prescriptive, and it is a discipline of the normative, and it mainly focuses on the management orientation activities, and managerial economics is a pragmatic statement. All these are all the natures and characteristics of this managerial economics. So one by one, once if we see, first thing is art and science. So we know that one, art means it has some creative elements, and science means which has some realistic proof or the documental proof. So first of all, art means, so as a manager, he needs to think in a creatively how to allocate these human resources based on their abilities to the work, and what kind of the materials he can bring to get the maximum returns, what kind of the machinery he can allocate to reduce the losses, to get the maximum benefits, and what kind of the packing styles are best appropriate for the market attraction, as well as with the pricing factors, based on the pricing factors, and in what is the best medium for the advertisement of this product. So all these elements he need to implement his creative thoughts. So which means again the managerial economics is its characteristic is thinking in a creative way, as well as it is applying some techniques, methods, and as well as different applications realistically which has happened. So what has happened in the previous one, and now what is how to implement them, so that realistical documental proofs are also using while implementing this creative thoughts. So that's why managerial economics nature is art and science. So it's a nature is art and science. So that's the first element. And the second one is micro and macro. So micro elements means the individual part of the every business element is called as the microeconomics. Macro means the entire elements related to this business is called as the macroeconomics. For example, the manager is taking care of plant layout. So where has to store, where has to keep this machineries, and from after this production where has to keep this finished goods and packages, everything. If he is planning, then it is called as plant layout. So it's a part of this organizational element, but it is not the entire whole of the entire organization. So that is a micro factor of this. Plant layout is a micro factor of the organization. But if they think about the entire organizational capital, organizational wealth, net worth factors, and human benefits, and marketing strategies, patents, everything is related to the entire whole organization. If these things, then it will be called as macro factors of the organization. So if they think about the individual factor, then it is called as micro factors. If they think about the entire elements of the organization, it is called as the macro factors. So now, so the managerial economics is especially the managerial economics. Economics means the country means entire elements they will take, but management will think about the each and every segregation part of that one. That's why they will divide the organization into some divisions: production department, human resources department, marketing department, finance department, operations department. So like this, they will divide that one so that they can concentrate on each and every segment of the organization. So that's why the managerial economics is its nature is very close to the microeconomics, because they need to take care of the each and every concept of the business, and they have to take the right decisions at the right time to correct that any problem which is occurring in the organization. So that's why its nature is the microeconomics. The third element is the third nature characteristics of this managerial economics is it works as a backdrop of macroeconomics. Okay, we'll agree that one. Management is very keen about each and every factor of that one. Finally, they wants to see the entire organizational profit growth, entire organizational brand images, entire organizational loyalty customers. So that's way how much market share they have gained, what is the government policies towards that one, and how much tax they are all paying to the government, and what is their market share in among the competitors. So they will also think about these competitors, governmental activities, and their market conditions, and even the foreign countries' impact on this particular business. Everything they will again analyzing that one. That is also very important one. That's why its another characteristics is it works as a backdrop of the macro economy elements. So it's an art and science is its characteristics. It's microeconomy elements, and it also works as a backdrop of macroeconomy factors. So next one. So it requires the information from multidisciplinary. So yes, so multidisciplinary means, so if a productional manager wants to implement any decision towards this products manager, so he must have the what is the production, what is the steps involved in this production of that product, what kind of the material which they are all using, and what is the gang composition, that is the labor abilities, everything he should know. Then only he can take the decision of the planning that productional activities. Without having that knowledge, he can't implement the economy related elements on the productional activities, which means it requires the information of the production. And as a financial person is there, and that financial person wants to implement this economically less interest rate related elements, he wants to implement, so that he should know what is the interest rate, what is the commission rate, what is the discount rates, and how well who is the banker, who is the non-banker, and organized financial system, unorganized financial system, where he has to get this one is he has to get the funds from bankers or from the non-bankers, non-banking financial corporations, or from this any other unorganized sectors. If they brings, what happens, what is the risk, return factors, everything they should know. Then only they can implement these economy decisions on the business. Or they must have the statistics of what is the previous year financial position, this year financial positions, and what is the market share of this previous ones and this year previous share, what is the correlation between this other companies market share to this company's market share, and what is the customers preferences towards that one, and accountancy informations, everything he should know. Then only as a manager he can implement the best solutions for the maximum utilization of these resources. So that's way its nature, again its nature is getting the information from, or the using the knowledges of its accountancy, finance, statistics, mathematics, productional operations, research, human resources, marketing, etc. So from all these different disciplinaries, he is getting that information to implement the best economy related solutions. So that's why its nature is, it depends on the multidisciplinary knowledge of these various sectors. And next nature of this one is, it's a perspective or a normative discipline. So which means it is not a static means which is whatever the decision they are implementing, that is going to be using for this some years. But here, a managerial economics is not at all a static. It is depends on the situation to situation. So today, a manager has taken a decision of assigning 10 people for the production. For this, but today, based on this today's demand, the next day assigning of those 10 people for this next day's demand might not be correct. So allocation of the 15 members due to the increased demand might be possible for this one, which means based on the demand, based on this market conditions, the time to time, the situation to situation, they need to change the implementable decisions regarding this management activities. So that's way. So it is not at all a static or an automatic. It is a prescriptive. Prescriptive means situation to situation, and a normative discipline. So a corrective measure for the every situation which is occurring to that one. So based on this one, so we can conclude that it's a managerial economics nature is not a static. It is a prescriptive. So which means from situation to situation it will be changes. The next thing is, it is a management oriented. So which means, so it deals with this business related problems. So anyhow, managerial economics means it's a terminology itself, it is their management. So it deals with management related problems. So which means, so for example, in this COVID-19 pandemic situation, so if the business is getting less returns, then what to do? How to approach the people? So if there is a grocery related to that one, so safety, home delivery facilities might be brings to the maximum returns to the company, and safety precautions. Mostly in this situations, the people will give the more priority to the safety. So that concept, implementation, executions, plannings, organizations might give the more benefits to the organization. So how to implement them? How to take that particular execution of that any decisions which they have taken? What is the effectiveness and efficiency of that particular decision which they have taken? Everything is based on the management actions. So that's why the managerial economics is based on the decisions which are taken by the management. Then the next nature of this managerial economics is, it is a pragmatic. That is logical approach. One more nature of this managerial economics is it is a pragmatic. So which means it is a practical and logical approach towards the day-to-day business problems. It should be implementable. It should not be an imaginary thing. And it should be a logical. If I take this decision, for example, the government is taking the decision of lockdown for the reducing of the COVID-19 cases. So it is a logical or not? So they need to think that one. And the business are also, if they implement, if they take this decision, what happens to these investors? What happens in the market? What is the strengths? What is the opportunities of this organization? What are the threats because of these decisions? So how what are the weaknesses in implementing of that one? What are the strengths for the organization in bringing of these decisions? Everything they need to evaluate. So that's why its nature is again as a practical and logical approach towards the day-to-day business problems. So that's why managerial economics nature is art and science, and because it is relating to this logical abilities as well as this documental proof of the previous decisions. Second thing is it is works as on each and every individual part of the organizational decisions. So that's why it is related to the microeconomy. It gives, it takes the knowledge of the entire organizational results. So that's why it works as a backdrop of this macroeconomics. It acquires the knowledge of many disciplinaries. So that's why its nature is multidisciplinary, and it's a it is depends on the situation. It will be vary. So that's why it is a perspective and normative, and it is depends on the management knowledges or their reaction towards this decision, towards any problem which is occurred by the organizations. It's a management oriented, and it is a practical and logical approach towards the business problems. So that's why it's a pragmatic. So that is the nature of this managerial economics. Then next element is the scope of this managerial economics. So scope means, so what are all the elements it is covering in its limits is called as this scope. So here the managerial economics is we know that when the types of this managerial economics is two types, that is microeconomy factors and macroeconomy factors. In both the ways, micro and macro, so both are useful and both are having some limitations for this managerial economics. So let us have this two divisions, that is at micro level what is it is concentrating, at macro level what it is concentrating. So both the elements will have the discussion. At microeconomy level, as a managerial economics is getting the knowledge of the demand. Okay, so demand means at a particular price, at a particular place, at a particular income levels, if the number of the people assigning the value to the product is called as the demand. For example, take the example of this COVID vaccine. At this particular time, because of the number of cases increasing, there is a more demand for this COVID vaccine because the number of the people wants to have that vaccine. But previously, when initial stages, number of the people requires was very less. Requirement was very less because the value assigned at that time was very less. So that's why demand was very less. Now the value assigning this time is more, so the demand is more. So managerial economics also, a pharma industry is there. So if they want to produce more number of the vaccines, then based on the demand only they can increase this productional factors. So, which means what it is saying, so the scope of the managerial economics is depends on the theory of the demand. So, if the demand increases, then the production process will be increases. If the demand reduces, then there will be no scope for the productional activities. So, which means the managerial economics decisions are depends mainly on the theory of the demand. That's the first element. Then, not only on the demand elements. So, second thing is its a scope. It's depends on the theory of the productional and productional decisions. So productional elements means so bringing of the raw material, assigning of the labor, working progresses elements, packing. So right from raw materials to the finished goods, all the activities involved in that one is called as the productional activity. So he need to take care of what kind of the raw material he has to use, what quality of the raw material he has to use based on the demand. And again, what kind of the skilled labor he has to assign, how many labor hours he can assign, and what kind of the machineries he can allocate, how to reduce the wastages, and what kind of the packing styles he has to take care, and what is the product layout, designs, everything he need to take care of that one. So which means again the managerial economics scope is related to this production and productional activities. So first he came to know what kind of the products he has to produce, then based on that one how to produce that one is the second scope of this managerial economics under the part of micro factors. And also, so once they have decided the product based on the demand and they have produced the product by implementing some economy activities, then next thing is if they wants to after the production it is not over, then getting the profits is the ultimate goal. So if they wants to communicate these products in the market, the third element is implementing the price. The third element is assigning a value to that product, that is the price. So this price theory and analysis of market structures, again another scope of this managerial economics, because ultimately its goal is to bringing profits to the organization. So that's way under the micro factors, demand is analyzed, production has done. Now the pricing, what kind of the price they have to fix, or based on again the pricing strategies he has to implement, skipping, and as well as initially low prices to the high prices, initially high prices to the and gradually reducing of that prices. So for example, take the example of this mobile phones. So a new iPhones are all introducing in the market. Generally their prices are all very high, and gradually if its trend is reducing, then the prices will also be reduced. Cars, etc., luxury things will get the high price to the low price. But if it is a consumable good, fast moving consumer goods, so generally the people will introduce, marketers will introduce with the low prices, then gradually if its market share is increasing, then they can reduce its prices also. So they can increase the prices based on the demand. So like this, the pricing strategies they have to take care. What is the market structure? Is only one seller is there for this product, that is monopoly market is there, or monopolistic market is there, oligopoly market is there. So if the more number of the sellers are all there, then they have to reduce the price. If there is no seller for this one, these are only first time they are introducing, then they can increase that price. So based on that one, based on the market structure and based on this product nature, based on this demand, again they have to think about the pricing theories and the market structures of the world, or market structure of this environment. So that is all also under the scope of this managerial economics. Okay. So once the price has done, the next element is profit analysis and management. So pricing will so with this price they have sold in the market, and they have advertised, and they have sold this one, and up to how many products they have to sell to get this no loss no gain point, that is break even point. After that one, what is the cost, what is the market demand, what is the competition levels, and how to increase this market structures, everything they need to take care under the profit analysis and management. Not only that one, they need to take care of this capital and investment decisions. So not only that one, they need to take care of this capital and investment decisions, that is proper allocation of this funds which they have gained from the equity shareholders as well as from these debt holders. They'll bring these funds from, they had taken some loans from all the investors they have allocated. They have accumulated the funds. This allocation of this resources, again the distribution of the profits, everything is also under the scope of this managerial economics. So all these micro and each and every segmental wise, what are the elements that they are concentrating by the manager that we have seen under the scope of this first part of this managerial economics. Then second part of this scope of the managerial economics is macro economy factors that are applicable to the business environment. So macro economy factors means entire elements, that is, so the total country's GDP levels, the country conditions, country political factors, and governmental policies, and the customers' taste and preferences, traditions, cultures. Everything will have its impact on the business elements. So that's why the manager has to think about this economy, environmental factors of the country and its impact on the business. First thing is. Second thing is societal environmental factors. So that means, so what kind of the employees they have, so what is the organizational culture, and what is the quality of work life, and what kind of the trade unions they have, and customers support, how much their organization is has, and all these elements, if they think, then it is called as the social environment analysis of the manager. So that is also he has to think. And the next one is the political environment. So, what kind of the political environment is there in that particular state or in that country? So, is a democratic, bureaucratic? Is the political stability is there, or the that is that political party is supporting for the private sectors organizations or own, or it is going to be? Is there more bribery is there in that country, or is it very easy to start the business activities? Is it easy to take the any decisions on the business elements? Everything is a matter for the organization. So that's why if they think all these elements in the business activities, then it is called as the political environmental elements on the business. So as a sum, we have discussed about this, what is the managerial economics and what is its nature and scope of this managerial economics. So that is the one. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.